The GEEK Files, 2026, March 5th. Fall winter of 87 at Summit Air. There was an old military hangar just north of the terminal. So the apron from the terminal to the north end of the runway was quite wide. So most aircraft that wanted to leave came through past Summit Air. Summit Air was at the north end of the runway, north end of the apron. And so I got to see every aircraft basically that came through to take off. And since Whitehorse is a convenient stopover on the way to from Ellendorf, there are a lot of military aircraft. Kept my camera in my locker, so I got to anything came through. So like the Cessna little suck me, blow you, push pull thing, the OV something, OH something, one of them came through. The Bronco, the next generation of those, another suck me, blow you, twin tail, high tail thing, it came through. The Galaxy that was fitted out as a surgical hospital airship, it came through. It picked up some guy with a serious back injury out of Ellendorf. Not sure why they did that, but they did. It was in the winter, and it had to wait at the end of the runway, and its engines, so it was like 20 below, but its jets were putting out enough heat that it was melting the snow around it. A couple CF-18s came through. No, there's a difference between the Canadian and American Air Force. You know, the Americans put out show out for their aircraft. The pilots, they don't do anything. CF-18s, the two pilots land, they get out, they chalk their own aircraft, they fuel their own aircraft. Since this was the time before cell phones and GPS and the internet, they wander over and make a payphone call, because we still had payphones, and drop a dime and call for the taxi to take them down to the hotel. In the morning, I heard them start up, so I went out, standing out in front of our hangar with my camera, and as they came past, it was early morning, it was still pretty dark, but they saw me, and so they put their visors down, and gave me a full face as they taxied by. That was pretty cool. Don't know what happened to that photo, because I couldn't have been more than 30 yards away from them. And then they went down to the south end and just cranked it up and took off and came down the runway at 50 feet, one 45 degrees this way, the other 45 degrees the other way. So I got a full belly and top shot at 45 degrees of them. No idea what happened to those photos. The air show was amazing, because this was before 9/11, so they just opened up the ramp for everybody. So you park the aircraft. Lots of guys from Ellendorf came down. Ellendorf and Cold Lake were both cold weather testing facilities for other air forces. So whoever NATO came over, they wanted to cold weather test whatever equipment they had in the aircraft, they could do that. So the F-5 Tiger Shark came in from someplace, a pair of them. And they were hard to see, like they're so thin and skinny. The only reason I knew where they were, even with the sun at my back, was from their black smoke trail. So in a dogfight, these guys would be just hard to see. And when they left, they stuck it on the tail and hit up and just like climbed like homesick angels. It was amazing. A-10 Warthog walked up, 30 millimeter Gatling gun. Those are big holes. So my thumb width is 25 millimeters. So it's wider than my thumb. I could easily stick my thumb down the barrel. The pilot's standing there, and I said, where can't I look? He says, well, you can look anywhere you want, but if you climb in the cockpit, I'll have to kill you. So yeah, the Blue Angels, I can't remember which U.S. air show team had the F-15, but they have a two-seat F-15 that they used for the advanced team that would come through, and it stopped in Whitehorse. It had to check its landing gear. So the airport at Whitehorse is on the bluff above the city. City's down the river valley, but it's right at the edge. So anytime an airplane came through to check its landing gear, basically they were buzzing the airport and the city at speed. So they came through to check their landing gear. And another aircraft that they stopped in for lunch or something, who knows, that when they left, they sat it on its tail and hit the up elevator and just foxtrot Oscared out of there. It was amazing. Yeah. So making appropriate life decisions. You don't make any money, but man, you get good stories.